Chapter 2. The story of the Fantastic Four begins with an urgent message from an owl, a messenger of the forest, to the Fantastic Four. The owl tells them that the forest is in danger, and that Shadow and Cyanide, two powerful and evil villains, have joined forces to take over the forest and destroy all its inhabitants. The owl also warns the Fantastic Four that the villains possess powerful magic and that they must be stopped at all costs. The Fantastic Four, Sunflower, Emerald, Sapphire and Amethyst, knew that they had to act fast to save the forest and its inhabitants. They quickly gather their equipment and set out on their next adventure. As they journey through the forest, they soon encounter Shadow, who is using his powers to control the shadows and darkness to create illusions and confuse his enemies. The battle between Shadow and the Fantastic Four was intense and filled with action. Shadow, using his powers to control shadows and darkness, created illusions and hid in the shadows to catch the Fantastic Four off guard. The Fantastic Four, however, were prepared for Shadow's tricks and used their unique abilities to counter his attacks. Sunflower, using her singing voice, was able to break through Shadow's illusions and reveal his true location. She also used her powers of flight to soar above the battle and survey the area, looking for Shadow's weaknesses. Emerald, using his agility and jumping skills, was able to dodge Shadow's attacks and get close to him, using his super strength to strike powerful blows against Shadow. Sapphire, using his powers of invisibility, was able to sneak up on Shadow and attack him from behind, catching him off guard. He also used his courage and determination to protect his friends from Shadow's attacks. Amethyst, using her magic, was able to heal her friends and create illusions to distract Shadow. She also used her empathy to sense Shadow's emotions and predict his next move. The battle was fierce, with Shadow using all his powers and tricks to defeat the Fantastic Four, but the Fantastic Four's teamwork and determination, they were able to defeat Shadow. They used their abilities to work together and weaken Shadow, eventually overpowering him and rendering him unconscious. The Fantastic Four emerged victorious, but not without sustaining some injuries, but they were able to heal thanks to Amethyst's powers. The battle with Shadow showed the Fantastic Four's courage, determination, and the power of friendship and teamwork. They never gave up and always looked out for one another, which ultimately led to their victory. The Fantastic Four, using their unique abilities, were able to defeat Shadow, but not before he warned them that Cyanide is waiting for them deeper in the forest. The Fantastic Four continued their journey, and soon they found themselves facing Cyanide, who was using his powers to control water and ice to create powerful storms and blizzards. The battle between the Fantastic Four and Cyanide was even more intense than the battle with Shadow. Cyanide, using his powers to control water and ice, created powerful storms and blizzards that made it difficult for the Fantastic Four to see and move around. He also created massive waves and ice spikes to attack the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four, however, were determined to defeat Cyanide and save the forest. They used their unique abilities to counter his attacks. Sunflower, using her powers of flight, soared above the battle and surveyed the area, looking for Cyanide's weaknesses. She also used her singing voice to calm the raging storms and make it easier for her friends to see and move around. Emerald, using his super strength, was able to create barriers of earth and trees to protect his friends from Cyanide's attacks. He also used his agility and jumping skills to dodge Cyanide's attacks and get close to him, striking powerful blows against Cyanide. Sapphire, using his powers of invisibility, was able to sneak up on Cyanide and attack him from behind, catching him off guard. Amethyst, using her magic, was able to heal her friends and create illusions to distract Cyanide. The battle was fierce, with Cyanide using all his powers and tricks to defeat the Fantastic Four, but the Fantastic Four's teamwork and determination allowed them to outsmart him. They used their abilities to work together and weaken Cyanide, and eventually overpowered him, rendering him unconscious. The Fantastic Four emerged victorious, but not without sustaining some injuries, but they were able to heal thanks to Amethyst's powers. The battle with Cyanide showed the Fantastic Four's courage, determination, and the power of friendship and teamwork. The battle was fierce, and the Fantastic Four were put to the test, but with their courage and determination, they were able to defeat Cyanide and save the forest. The Fantastic Four, victorious, were greeted by the inhabitants of the forest who thanked them for saving the forest and its inhabitants. The Fantastic Four, using their powers of healing and illusions, helped the inhabitants of the forest to recover from the damage caused by Shadow and Cyanide.